Hey, what's going on, guys? Your boy Ooze back again once again with another Tekken 8 video. Not necessarily a trailer for a specific character. However, who knows if we will actually see anybody new in this video from IGN. This is the Tekken 8, the first hands-on preview. So I'm not sure if there's been any other demos or hands-on previews elsewhere. I don't know if this is just them saying that this is their first hands-on, or this is the actual first hands-on preview of all time. So without further ado, let's get right to
90s and early 2000s arcades. I've been a casual enjoyer of the Tekken series pretty much all throughout its lifespan, with its cabinets being a regular spot where I would
so it looks like Kazuya just turns into Devil Kazuya, like straight up. Okay.
All of them, but never really attempted to learn the deeper complexities of its mechanics or really sat down to try and become.
Now I wonder if this is something that we should like pay attention to what this guy is saying.
Because after spending about 4 hours with it, I'm all in.
Oh wow, okay, so this first hands-on preview is almost like a little like review ahead of time.
While I am a self-admitted casual fan of the Tekken series,
yeah,
I have at least dabbled enough into Tekken 7 to be able to talk about the most defining differences.
Nina looks crazy with those guns.
Chief among those changes,
he has a swipe?
System, which is all about enforcing
that was cool. I like that.
Design goals, rewarding aggression.
Rewarding
Press
aggression.
a button, a character can use a heat burst to enter heat mode.
Heat burst, heat mode.
From character to character, but in general, you can view it as a limited time state where
that must be the meter underneath.
Certain moves have new properties.
Oh yeah, look, you see right here? See my mouse? Yes, sir. You can build up 2 of these. It seems like okay. That's okay. Good to know. This is the first time we're actually seeing like an HUD. You know what I'm saying? We got the 3 stocks up on the top, the timer in the middle like usual, and then this is very clean. It looks. It doesn't like. It's not too big, which is nice. I do like that. I do like that a lot.
Others recover faster, making them more advantageous on block, and you gain access to new moves that aren't available outside of heat mode.
Yeah.
One of the key elements of heat mode is that while it is time limited, with a meter that slowly depletes once activated, you can actually stop that meter from going down by landing attacks. This is just one of the ways that
that's
Tekken 8
cool.
looks to encourage its players to be more aggressive.
Nice.
Because if you're able to push the pace and land hits while in heat mode, you can keep that state going throughout most, if not all of the round.
What? So wow, okay, that's a very interesting system. So just to reiterate what they're saying, for those that may not have heard it, I kind of raised the volume just now, but they were saying that you can literally prevent the gauge for this heat mode by hitting your opponent. So essentially this Tekken 8 is all about aggression, which I'm okay with, honestly, because I feel like with these fighting games, they want players to just kind of like get in and get out. You know what I'm saying? And especially when it comes to competitive, like I know that matches can definitely be drawn out when it's really like high level and the opponents know each other well. They know the matchups well. And sometimes that, that's kind of why sometimes matches go the full distance. So I think that with this whole rewarding aggressive play styles, it's going to be really interesting to see how a lot of players that maybe are not known to play as aggressively as others, how they fare in Tekken 8. That's very interesting.
And if you decide that you instead want to cash out on damage rather than remain in heat mode, you can use a Heat Smash, which is like a mini Rage Art super move that does a large amount of damage but spends the rest of your heat meter.
Okay. Oh, that power bomb was OD.
Goes deeper than that too. In addition to their
I like that Jin costume.
There are also these little icons that govern your usage of certain actions while in heat mode.
Yes.
This is called heat energy.
Energy.
If you enter heat mode with a heat burst, you'll only get 1 stock of it. However, if you use what's known as a heat engager, you'll enter heat mode with 2 stocks. These are special moves that, when landed, will instantly put your character into the heat state.
Oh, that's OD.
They're usually a handful of the most defining moves of each character. After you land a heat engager, you can spend 1 stock of heat energy to use a heat dash, which lets you quickly dash in to either connect combos that otherwise could not be connected, Or if the heat engager is blocked, you can just get right back up in their face to continue your offense.
That's amazing. See, that's really cool. And that's the one thing that I always wished that Tekken had was that there was always moments that I felt like during matches that I wish I could connect this combo with this combo. And now it seems like that opportunity is there for us players. So shout outs to the dev team over at Namco Bandai at the Tekken project that's doing this, that implemented this system. This is actually really cool. So we're going to see a lot of creativity, I'm sure, from a lot of players and characters alike, because like I'm sure there's going to be at some point a player that's had the same thought as me where it's like, yo, like I wish this linked with this, and now you potentially have that with this new system. So that's really cool.
So let's pause and slow things down as we look at this example between Paul and Jack 8. Paul lands his Phoenix Smasher, which is one of his 5 heat engager special moves.
So he has 5 heat engager special moves. Okay, so I wanted to pause that just to make, a point here, is that I think characters that have more heat engager attacks are gonna be, I would think, higher as far as tier level. I'm not really a big fan of tier levels, right, or tier lists, I should say, but I think that if we're using Paul as an example, and he has 5 of those heat engagers, the whole point is to get that heat up, so that way you can use your heat dash and whatnot and all these other heat moves, because we gotta spread that fire, you know what I'm saying? And I like that, but I'm not gonna like it as much if I'm playing a character that has like 1 freaking heat engage attack. You know what I'm saying? Like I hope that everyone either has around the same amount, or those that maybe have less than, they're not as difficult to perform or to get out or to hit or get a hit on, you know what I'm saying? So let's see.
Yeah, heat engager gives him a free dash that he can use to get in close, but I actually don't think that this is a true combo. Nonetheless, he lands that cool launcher into throw combo from the trailer.
Sick.
Then he lands another Phoenix Smasher, and when you land a heat engager during heat mode, you're able to use a heat dash to continue the combo.
Right.
So he spends a stock of heat energy on a heat dash, picks him up off the ground, and finishes with a heat smash. Note that Paul now no longer has any heat meter to work with for the rest of the round.
Okay, so once you use it, you lose it when you spend it in that way, at least, and that's kind of important to note, and I do like that. So that's also something to pay attention to. I mean, you know what? It's crazy because honestly, if you have these super aggro freaking gorilla ass players that are just unga bunga and they're just trying to spend all of their resources or do all their heat engagers ASAP Rocky, like, well, we're gonna have to all deal with that, I guess. Let's see if Jack 8 can catch up.
My favorite element
we're not
of
gonna
the
know.
system, though, is how it's used to further define the unique aspects of every character. Each character has at least one completely unique advantage while in heat mode. For example, while in heat mode, King gets armor on his Jaguar run, making him a grappler with an armored command run to get in on opponents.
Oh, that's fire.
Kazuya, meanwhile, can execute his iconic electric Wind God Fist technique without having to be frame perfect on the input.
Oh, let's
What I also love
go.
about the heat
That's nice. So nice. So non-frame perfect electrics. That's very good. That's very good.
system is that it's available right at the start of every round. It's not a comeback mechanic, and you don't need to build up a meter in order to gain access to it. You're free to use it whenever and however you please. The already existing comeback mechanic from Tekken 7, Rage, does make a return, with it once again causing a character to go into a rage state once they reach a critical
Okay, so
level of
Rage
health.
still
While in
here.
the rage state, your damage increases, and you gain access to your ultra-powerful Rage Art technique.
Rage Art, right.
That said, Rage drives are a thing of the past, largely because it's a mechanic that felt redundant due to the addition of the heat state and the advantages it provides.
Oh, that's true, right? Yeah, see, that's something I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna correct myself because I know I definitely said that I missaid this in I think the last video when I was trying to call out a Rage Art and I said it as a Rage Drive, and I totally forget that Rage Drives are its own thing. It's been a while since I played Tekken 7, which I actually probably should get back around to, so make sure you guys are following me over on twitch.tv/UchiGames so we can play some more fighting games, especially with Tekken. Obviously, you already know I'm in the Street Fighter 6 waiting room. Let's not lie about that, right? But as far as Tekken goes, I am very excited for this, and we're going to have a lot more time, I feel like, with Tekken because as far as its release date is concerned, according to YouTube, they say that this game is coming out in 2024. So I'm not too sure how accurate that might be. It could change at the snap of a finger. we don't know. So we'll see.
Another brand new element of Tekken 8 is the addition of a special control type, which is
Oh,
Tekken 8's new attempt at making its complex fighting system a little more approachable for newcomers. When in special control mode, each button has a recommended move and combo for each character.
Okay, okay. All right, you know what? I commend them for that. And honestly, look, guys. I know that there's gonna be some folks out there that are gonna have their feelings and their reservations about like having these like easy mode control schemes. But let's face it, in a market in video games and just entertainment altogether, right? When you throw video games into this like whole big ass pool of like how am I gonna be entertained, right? And video games is a part of that. Obviously, you want to get as many people to pick up your game. And so fighting games usually has this thing to it where a lot of players are basically intimidated. They don't want to pick it up because they know that fighting games can be a little bit more complex than your average game of any other genre, And that's fair, but because of that, a lot of these developers are catching on to that, and because they want more players, because obviously they'll make more money, then obviously they're gonna have to do something like that. I mean, Street Fighter 6, they have the modern mode, which is essentially what this is. It's like a mode where, just like how on the screen you can see right here, they have characters where they will literally have recommended moves that you could basically just mash those buttons and get combos, and it'll make you feel like you can at least hang or do something against a more experienced player, or if you're just trying to have fun, then boom. So I like that, and I'm not opposed to it, because if having these modes means that we're just going to have a bigger fan base or player base in the long term, even if it's just for a short amount of time, because a lot of times, especially nowadays, and this is not just for fighting games, but I feel like the attention span with a lot of people nowadays is just non-existent. Like, people will literally pick up anything, be all hype about it, and then within a week or two, they'll just move on to whatever's the newest thing. So it's just like, it's like a never-ending cycle. But I always appreciate those that continue to stick to what they know and they love, and and they're real ones about it. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
There's a button for juggle combos, a button for grounded combos, and a button for quick low attacks.
Oh, I like that.
Selected moves even change depending on what state you're in. While this allows new players to compete with more intermediate players in terms of the damage they're able to output, the key thing to keep in mind is that players using the special control scheme only have access to a very small selection of moves.
That makes sense.
The most
Yeah.
interesting part, though, about the special control scheme, and the thing that really sets it apart from Street Fighter 6's new modern control scheme, is the fact that you can switch between the classic and special control styles mid-match with the press of a button.
Okay, now that's interesting. The fact that you can switch in between the two control types mid-match. See, that's going to be interesting, because I wonder, here's the first question, is that going to be tournament legal? You have to ask that question. Is that going to be tournament legal? Because I just want to know. That's a real question. like we have to understand that, like, whenever it comes down to competitive, a lot of players, they're going to just try to do whatever is the easiest, right? And sometimes certain characters take a certain set of skill to master, to really hone in on, and to take advantage of whatever they have. And this obviously goes, some the characters some are harder than others to play. But imagine now you can play anybody, and you can literally, learn a couple of the B&Bs, but then there's certain combos that you just can't hit. But for some reason, you can do them with this new modern mode controller type. And now you can switch between the two, so that way you could, like, you do a combo. Like, imagine you doing a combo, launcher, switch control, and then continue, and that's optimal? Like, bruh. Nah, that's crazy. But I do want to know if that's something that can be turned off. Maybe they answer this question before, I'm getting ahead of myself. But that is very interesting to see that they're doing that as how they're doing it. So we'll see how it goes.
This makes it actually a fairly viable option for more experienced players as well, as you could be playing the match out in the classic control scheme, suddenly have an opportunity for a big punish, quickly swap to the special control style, and start mashing out a combo without fear of it dropping.
That's what I'm saying! Yo!
Jump in with a new character and get a feel for what their moves and combos
That's
are gonna look
crazy!
like without having to memorize a whole bunch of techniques.
Oh man, that's
just to be competitive. Those are all pretty substantial changes, so it's comforting to know that everything else still feels like some good-ass Tekken.
Some good-ass
In my
Tekken,
playtime, I
alright.
mostly experimented with King, who's just as much of a powerhouse as he's always been. One of my favorite changes to him is that his reverse arm slam combo has been simplified, allowing him to go into the next row in the chain
RKO.
with a single button press as opposed to a series of inputs that need to be memorized. Now, he still does have the ladder, and those are probably more damaging and harder to break, but as someone who's always loved King, but was always intimidated by all of the commands needed to do a full chain grab combo, I appreciate having at least one that I could easily commit to memory and rely on pretty much from the get-go of learning the character.
This is a fair review.
I want to give a shout
I
out
like
to
that.
Tekken 8's command list too, which does a great job of giving extra context to the recommended moves for every character.
That's always
Recommended
important.
Combos, moves to use that are advantageous on block, what moves will launch an opponent, what to do after launching them, what to do after activating heat mode, and much more.
Oh, that's
These
great.
lists are extremely intimidating.
That is great
Each of them
information.
containing hundreds of techniques, and Bandai Namco is really putting in the effort by making them much more user-friendly. After my playtime was over, I left with a renewed enthusiasm to get into Tekken on a more serious level. Tekken 8 looks phenomenal.
Yes.
Its hits feel as impactful as ever, and its iconic cast of characters are even more uniquely
Ooh.
defined thanks to the new heat system. There's still a lot we have yet to see, but as far as first impressions go, Tekken 8 is a knockout.
Oh yeah, I like that. Good stuff. That was a really great review. I was a little worried at first, but you know what? They did a great job going over the heat system and the new control scheme and the just explaining how all that worked.
For
Even
more Tekken 8, make sure to check out my interview with Michael Murray and Katsuhiro Harada.
Nice. Okay,
and for
cool.
everything else, keep it here on IGN.
Oh, and obviously what I was saying was they were going over the training mode, like, with explaining how the combo system works and with, like better, I guess, explanations on what to follow up with. So that's actually really good stuff. I'm very pleased with this gameplay first hands-on preview from IGN. Congratulations and great job. So what'd you guys think about that? That was actually a really good video. That was way better than I expected it to be. I thought that it was just going to be like some lame type of video. I'm not gonna laugh, sorry, but no, this was really, really good, very informative. I think that this is going to be something that's referenced back to a lot. Maybe if you guys are interested, I'll go ahead and check out that interview that they mentioned here in this video. So if you do want to check that out or want me to check it out, then let me know in the comments below and we'll definitely get that added to the channel's queue. But of course, as always, make sure you are liking the video, subscribing, and hitting that bell for the alerts as to whenever these uploads do go live. I'm sure there's going to be way more Tekken and Street Fighter 6 content coming your way. If there's any other fighting games or just other video games in general that you're looking forward to maybe seeing my take on or my gameplay on or whatever kind of thoughts, I know that as far as some of the stuff that I'm playing, like Street Fighter Duel, I might actually have to do a video on that now that I think about it. And Capcom actually just sent me Resident Evil 4 and I've never played it, so I think you guys are going to want to follow me on Twitch because I'm definitely going to be playing that live on stream. And then, I don't know, this channel's not really a VOD type of channel, but, we'll see what happens with how that goes. So take care of yourselves. May the power protect you. Keep it locked, loaded right here on the channel. Stay safe, stay clean, and stay the hell inside. And I'll see y'all next time.